Coming up on This Week in Procurement, government budgets are shifting and agencies are moving faster than expected. So if you've been waiting for the right moment to get in front of a buyer, the time is now. We have 5 opportunities you can move on right now, plus a quick positioning play for your lane. Welcome to This Week in Procurement, your weekly outlook on state, local, and education government contracting opportunities. I'm your host, Abby Souffrant. Let's get into the top 5 opportunities that stood out this week. First up, we have a contract that's based out of the state of Pennsylvania for Vocational Skills Center training and partnership services. Now, this is not a basic training gig. This is a full operational partnership inside of a correctional facility with up to $1 million that's on the table. The scope of this program includes development, skills training delivery, operational management, and partnership administration. So this is a best fit for our vocational training providers, our workforce development firms, as well as our educational consultants. Now, the signals that Philly is making is that they're looking for a serious funded commitment to workforce readiness and re-entry outcomes, and they need a vendor who can run the whole pipeline. Up next, we have a contract that's out of the state of Kansas for firework display services. This is not a multi-phase project. This is a single event with clear deliverables with a $40,000 budget. So the scope of this contract includes planning, procurement, full execution, and cleanup of professional pyrotechnic displays. So this is a great fit for our licensed pyro companies or event management firms that have pyro experience and capability. Now, this signals a short-term municipal celebration contract where execution and reliability as well as safety compliance will win you the bid. Next up, we have a contract that's out of the state of New York, and this is an RFI for full stack developer services. This is not a finalized RFP yet. This is a request for information, which means the scope is still being shaped, and your input now could influence the final ask with a $249,000 projected budget for this particular contract. So the scope includes development, maintenance, and deployment of both front-end and back-end web and application solutions. Now, this is a best fit for our IT consulting firms, our custom software development agencies, and tech staff augmentation services. Now, the signals are from the state of New York that they're in discovery mode, which means that responding to an RFI is one of the smartest and low competition moves that you can make right now. Now, if you know a colleague that is a great fit for any of these opportunities we're highlighting in our top 5, make sure you tag them down below. Next, our contract is out of the state of Missouri, and this is for a front interest sign, design, and fabrication service. Now, this is not a branding overhaul. This is a focused capital improvement project with a budget range of $35,000 to $40,000, and that is for one custom entrance sign. So the scopes for this project include conceptual design, engineering material specification, fabrication, and installation. So this is a great fit for our commercial signage companies or design and build firms, as well as our architectural graphic designers. This is a signal that site enhancement needs where craftsmanship meet. So local permitting knowledge and fast turnarounds will be your key indicators to win this contract, and that is what's going to matter the most. Finally, our last contract is based out of the state of California for American Sign Language Interpreting Services. Now, this is not a one-time event. This is an ongoing contractual engagement with approximately $280,000 budget that is expanded over a 3-year term. So the scope includes provision of qualified ASL interpreters for public meeting events, day-to-day services, as well as other requirements that are needed by the county. Now this is a great fit for our interpreting and translation service agencies that also include ADA compliant service providers. Now this is a strong signal for compliance, which is a driven mandate around accessibility, as well as the multi-year term, which means that the right vendor gets real stability with this opportunity. Now for our tip of the week, when you see an RFI, respond immediately. Vendors skip them thinking they're not real yet, but it really means you're walking into a room with zero competition. So your response does not need to be perfect, it needs to be strategic. So you want to answer their questions, you want to flag what's missing, and position yourself as the expert who can help them build a better RFP. Now when the actual solicitation drops, you're already a top vendor in mind. Now let's take a look at our big picture. From February 13th to February 19th, there were 27,583 new opportunities released nationwide. That signals that agencies are actively pushing solicitations out the door, and the window to respond is shorter than most vendors think. So trends are clearly pointed again for the second week in a row towards major digital modernization that is supported by a large volume of spend on technology and supporting operational services. Now let's break it down by region. First, we're going to start over on the East Coast. The East Coast is balancing enterprise modernization with operational management. This region is buying enterprise software solutions, integrated management and communication systems, as well as electronic record compliance and a high volume of day-to-day operational services. So states like Massachusetts focus on enterprise systems integration, while the state of Maryland is prioritizing digital compliance and security. Now the need in this area is for vendors who can secure and manage large amounts of sensitive data in line with strict regulations. So the signals in this area are that a drive to replace outdated systems with connected platforms is key. As we move on over to the South is leading with, again, a core digital build out and planning strategy. Now this region is buying web-based GIS systems, structural engineering services, comprehensive planning and drafting, as well as a large volume of general support services, as well as supplies. So states like North Carolina are relying heavily on strategic planning and design services, while those of us that are located in the Texas area are prioritizing data-driven decision-making with contracts for SAP analytics and cloud solutions. Now the signal is a move towards modern ERP and analytics systems to enhance resource management across large service areas. Now this is a forward look towards work management rapid development as well as population growth. Heading over into the Midwest is driving operational stability and IT modernization. This region is buying network electronic supplies, video intercom, and access control upgrades, as well as fiber maintenance and various basic service delivery contracts. So states like Michigan are focused on physical security and access control modernization upgrades. And then states like Ohio, they're prioritizing digital backbone stability. So foundationally, investments in this area are going to be fundamental in our facilities and public safety infrastructure, as well as this region really needs to ensure a robust and reliable connectivity that can bridge urban and rural office under one single system. Finally, we're going to head over to the West Coast, where they are focused more on scalable, compliant digital services. Now, this region is buying website enterprise licensing, specialized consulting in financial, IT, and environmental areas, as well as application development services. So states like California with high-level strategic consulting, and then there's states like Washington that are focusing on scaling public-facing digital services with contracts for website enterprises as well as user licensing. So the need in this area is to ensure that core public service websites and applications can handle extreme user volume and complexity. So this signals the demand for specialized expertise to navigate complex regulatory, financial, and environmental challenges. And next, we have our Dear Abby segment. Dear Abby, what is micro-purchasing? I am so glad that you asked that question. Micro-purchasing is when a government buyer can purchase goods or services below a certain dollar threshold without going into a full competitive bidding process. So at the state and local level, these will vary greatly, but some agencies have set their thresholds at $5,000, while others have set thresholds at $10,000 or even $25,000. So the buyer can often make a purchase with a credit card, a purchase order, or a direct vendor payment. For you as a vendor, this is gold because micro purchases move fast. They require minimal paperwork and they let you get your foot in the door without competing against 20 other firms. So the key is to make sure that you're registered in the right vendor databases. You want to make sure that your pricing is transparent and readily accessible. And you want to make sure that you are responsive to buyers when they reach out. Once you deliver well on a micro purchase, you're positioned for larger contracts that are coming down the line. If you want clarity on your next best steps, make sure you take our government contracting readiness assessment. And if you want access to our hand-selected contracts that you can bid on right now, join us inside our Under Contract Academy. Now that is all that we have for this week on This Week in Procurement. Remember that opportunities are everywhere. I'm Abby Supran, and I'll see you next week.